when I say how excited I am for having this new piece of equipment called the BEMER, which is a pulse electromagnetic field, I am so excited, not only for myself, but also for my clients. And you're going to learn a little bit more about what that is. I love finding things that will help slow the aging process down because again, I'm in my 50s and I want to stay active. I don't want to slow down. I want to still exercise. I want to still, do sporting events. And I want that for myself, just like my clients do. And so if there's anything out there that can help me, man, I'm on it. And so I'm really excited for you guys to learn a little bit more about BEMER. And that's what we're going to be talking about now. So make sure you stay tuned. So what is the BEMER? So it's a pulse electromagnetic field. There's a lot of different products out there, but this one is very specific in helping us with vasomotion. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So as we age and have injuries or disease, this leads us to, a more sedentary lifestyle, which is kind of what happens. I know for myself, I, have a fairly active job in the sense of physical therapy, but I'm also on my computer a lot, writing content and doing different things. And so that makes me sit more than what I normally would do. And that's just kind of what happens as we get older. But when this happens, our cells and our capillaries tend to stick together, creating problems in blood flow. And that's a problem. So capillaries bring nutrition and oxygen to our tissues and organs, and they also take away the waste, and that's huge. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what that means. So why the BEMER? So the BEMER has been shown to increase oxygen and nutrition and remove waste by up to 30%, which is pretty amazing. And you're going to see a video that will just show that very, very thing. If we can increase nutrition and oxygen to our tissues and really every single organ system that we have, that is huge. That's just going to help with healing. That's going to help with recovery. That's going to help with energy levels. I mean, all these things. And so again, if we can detox our body by removing that waste, it's also going to help with our immune system, with our energy levels, with our sleep. Quite amazing. So when we look at a healthy individual, it usually is 3 to 5 times that micro movement per minute in the capillaries, that vasomotion. So it happens 3 to 5 times per minute. As we are aging, maybe a little unhealthy, that is 3 to 5 times of those micro movements in 7 to 10 minutes, like hardly any movement. If we can increase this, man, recovery is going to be huge. So let's look at what that microcirculation does. That microcirculation, that capillary system hits every single system in our body: reproductive, skeletal, muscles, nervous system, immune system, endocrine system, lymphatic, digestion, respiratory. You get the point. The circulatory system, that capillary system, hits every system in our body. So if we can increase the blood flow, increase that nutrition and the oxygen to all these systems, your body's going to function much better, even as we age, which is really, really exciting. So when we look at the disease state versus a cell state, so you see, on the surface, you could see someone that is super active, looks super fit, but we don't know what's going on underneath them. And I'm going to give you myself as an example. So I was this athlete, super fit, in my 20s, playing, high level soccer, semi-professional. They didn't have professional back in the day, but high level soccer, looked fit, but my body was falling apart. When I go and I look and see what's happening underneath the water, it was a mess. Because I literally was getting sick all the time. I was not recovering at all from anything. I would come home and take naps after working so that I could go out to dinner with friends because I was exhausted. So what you saw on the outside was not what was happening on the inside. Very, very, very unhealthy. So when you have low removal of carbon dioxide, lactic acid, low supply of oxygen, decreased blood flow. This is all happening at the cellular level. And when this happens long enough, you're going to have problems. And I did. And you're going to see other people that have the same thing. And so if we can improve what's happening at the cellular level, man, it is going to impact your life tremendously. So when you look at the circulatory system, literally 74% of our body are those micro vessels, that capillary system. About 25% is the arteries and the veins. So the arteries and veins get that pumping action from our heart. The capillaries get that pumping action from that vasomotion that gets impaired as we get older. So when we look at this, that's 74,000 miles of blood vessels in our body. Quite amazing. So when we look at like the BEMER and what makes it different than other types of pulse electromagnetic fields is it's really their signal. Their signal's patented and it's meant to increase that vasomotion, increase that blood flow. And that's what it's been shown. It's been shown to increase the oxygen, the nutrients that go to those tissues by 30%, waste removal by 30%. So we're going to take a look at a video here, and this is going to be an example of a male that's under stress and what happens after 3 to 6 minutes being on the BEMER, and then what happens 30 minutes after being off of it.
How does it work? Folks, BEMER stimulates muscles. The pulse electromagnetic field from BEMER moves through the area being treated, stimulates the tissues and the cells that the pulse electromagnetic field interacts with. The effect extends through the tissue into the vessels, as you can see on the screen here, supporting healthy local circulation where the field is applied. In addition, BEMER inductively stimulates your muscles in order to increase blood flow and optimize muscle performance as well as supporting recovery. I want to take a look here at this intravital microscopy video. This is the local microcirculation of a male who's been under chronic stress. And what we're seeing here is a zoomed-in view of a local area of microcirculatory vessels. And on the left side of the screen, you're looking at an arteriole that's vertically orientated, and on the right, also oriented vertically, is a venule. The small vessel that is branched off horizontally on the left is a capillary. Arterioles are responsible for bringing oxygen-rich blood into the capillaries, which then deliver the blood and its components to the cells, which are vital for these cells to function. You can see the blood flowing clearly in all the vessels here observed, but the little capillary is not being adequately perfused with blood. Therefore, the cells do not get what they need to work properly. You're going to see here also that there's no vascular movements or oscillations occurring with the arteriole on the left side, which should be. In addition, there's restricted blood flow, there's poor perfusion, and diminished venous return. Too much of this going on, and you're going to feel tired, you're going to feel sluggish, maybe even experiencing cold hands, cold feet. But one thing's for sure, poor blood flow can be the precursor to many issues that people experience every day, and they don't even know it. Let's take a look here at what happens to BEMER after it was only turned on for 3 minutes of treatment. You'll already start to see this increase in blood flow. You can see the capillary open up. There's an increased arterial flow. And what you can also see is this increased venular flow, returning carbon dioxide back to the lungs and clearing out the waste products from our body. Here we are after 6 minutes of BEMER use. I want you to pay special attention to the right side, to this venule, where the white blood cells are rolling over the endothelial walls of the vascular lumen. Think of it. It's like the cops or the police being out on the streets patrolling and protecting you. That's your mobile immune system. When your blood is flowing, when it's moving, your immune system is more vital. If your blood is not functionally flowing, you can't possibly have a high-functioning immune system. Therefore, you're not protected. You can think about it this way. If you're perfused, you're protected. Now we're going to take a look at, and we're going to see the lingering effects of BEMER after only 22 minutes. So BEMER was already done for 8 minutes, 22 minutes after application. So 30 minutes after starting therapy, the effects of BEMER therapy, while temporary, have been documented to last up to 18 hours for some users. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But the fact is, BEMER is an incredible tool to support your local circulation and keep you performing.
So when we literally had just purchased this, we probably had it for about maybe 3 weeks or so, but we've had some pretty amazing results with some of our clients. So when you look at that increased fast motion in those capillaries that help that pumping action, we literally had a client that came in with some numbness in her foot, not from like diabetes or anything, from, just numbness and pain. And it was happening when she would be lying on her back and sleeping. So it'd wake her up at night. So her sleep was horrible because of this. But if she got up and moved around, it felt better. So we're like, oh, this must be more of like a vascular type system, because when you're up and moving around, you're getting that pumping action. So let's come in and give it a try. So she did, with the BEMER. Some people can get some results on the first visit, but oftentimes it can take 2 to 3 visits to start noticing the results. And so she had did it one time, and I asked her how she was feeling. Did she notice any improved sleep, bare minimum? And she said, no, I haven't really noticed anything. I said, well, not a big deal. So she came in today actually, and we saw her, and she goes, when you asked me, I didn't feel anything. She goes, I feel it now. I said, oh, really? Tell me what's been going on. She goes, my sleep was amazing. I go, really? Why was it amazing? She goes, no foot pain. Like my knees felt better. My feet felt better. Like I wasn't getting any throbbing. She goes, this was amazing. I said, oh, that's amazing. And again, that's that increased vasomotion. It can increase the speed of healing, even with poor circulation. So you'll get increased energy levels, better sleep. The best thing, when I did this for me and myself, the first thing that I noticed, didn't notice anything the first time that I did it, other than my sleep was amazing at the end of the day. That was the first thing that I noticed. But then after that, what I noticed was my recovery from my exercise was amazing. Like I'd go and do a hard leg workout. Normally I'd be sore for 3 or 4 days. Literally, I kid you not. But get on the BEMER after doing a hard leg workout, no soreness. Next day, no soreness. Like my recovery was amazing. That's the first thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed was, I been talking about like having a really bad knee. I've had multiple knee surgeries. I've had issues with my right knee. They had these spot treatments that you can put on it to increase that particular area, that like the electromagnetic field in that area. And my swelling in that knee, just like my knee just felt better. I was like, this is crazy. So those are things that you'll notice. We had someone that came in last week and was having a lot of issues, loved to work out, but it was like her workouts were affected because she literally couldn't move her ankle. It just was stiff. She's been trying therapy. I'm like, let's just put it on the ankle, move it around, see how it feels. So we did the BEMER, put the spot treatment on the ankle. She did the whole mats for the whole body. After the treatment, she got up, she moved her ankle. She goes, oh my God, my ankle feels amazing. This is the best it's felt. Like her swelling and inflammation in the ankle was so much better that her range actually improved as well. She could squat down and actually bend it and it didn't hurt, which was amazing. Lisa, who's one of our physical therapists at our office, she is 55 years old and she's still playing soccer. And she had called me up. She goes, oh my God, I just played soccer. And there's someone that was like a lot younger. I was like, oh Lordy, I know what happens because you're like me, super competitive. You're like, I'm not going to let her beat me. And you just play harder. But the problem is that when you play harder and you're trying to do all these things, your body does not recover. It's going to hurt big time. So you get those micro trauma to those muscles. You get lactic acid buildup. But when you can get on the BEMER, remember that waste removal, you're going to get that lactic acid removed pretty quickly. You're going to get that blood flow going into those muscles that has all the nutrition and oxygen to really help that micro trauma heal faster. So she came in, I said, let's get you on this and let's test it out for you. She came in, she's like, oh, my back and my hip are kind of bothering me. Maybe you'll have to do some treatment. I go, well, see how it feels, move it around, and then let's just get you on the BEMER first. So we did. She got on it and she was like, didn't feel anything at first, but then almost kind of got like a little bit of a tingly feeling, which is kind of what happens sometimes. And she could feel the tingling. Sometimes you'll feel a little bit of a heartbeat in certain areas. She could feel where she had the soreness in her legs. It just kind of spread out. it was quite amazing. So we did it on the hip and the back a little bit. And then we took the spot treatment and did it on her neck for the other half of the treatment. And she got up and started moving around. And she was like, oh my God, my hip and my back, they feel amazing. I don't feel sore. Like I feel like normally after games, I go home and I take Advil because I'm so inflamed from playing so hard, but I don't feel like I need to take Advil. I feel really good. She's like, I need to take one of these things to my to when I go to this soccer tournament so that we all can get on it and recover to be able to play the next day. And so, yeah, pretty amazing. But those are things that this can help. It also helps reduce stress and improves that immune system. And so, if you can detox the body, that inflammation in your body will feel amazing. This is one of those things like that's very similar to like when you eat really healthy. One day you're not going to notice it, but if you have the cumulative effects of continuing to eat really healthy, you're going to notice some amazing results in your body. But at the same time, if you go revert back to not eating healthy, those same changes are going to revert right back. This is one of those things that you'll have to kind of maintain because it will kind of slowly revert back. But I'm telling you, when you feel so much better, you don't care. Most of the people that are going to get on this and that love this will end up buying their own unit. And we definitely can get you set up with a unit of your own. Or you can come in and try it out at our office. So this is something that we've added at our office. We love it. It's something that has just made a big difference in not only my health, but our patients. And we're going to have more and more testimonials coming up soon with people that have been on it so that you guys can learn a little bit more about it coming from their mouth. So again, we put out content all the time. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you want to reach out to because you're interested and maybe you want to purchase one or you want to come into our office, make sure you reach us out to us at info at empower-pt.com. It's at the bottom of this page. Our phone number's at the bottom of the page too. If you want to text us, you can definitely do that. Check out our website, www.empower-pt.com. We have a ton of resources there as well. And make sure you go into the description. We'll have other resources for you to check out, such as other things that we have, other products such as shockwave therapy that does amazing things as well. So that is it for today. Again, make sure you subscribe to our channel and we will see you later.